support teachers in Hawaii and attract quality educators to our state?
All right, important questions that Casey Lunn is trying to answer live at McKinley High School this morning. Good morning, Casey.
Good morning. We asked the Hawaii State Teachers Association. The simple answer is no, we're not doing enough, but there have been some successes. There have been some wins, especially when you consider that they just agreed on that contract in April to bump teachers' pay up. That agreement with the DOE, will raise teachers' pay, most of them by 5% in this first school year. Over the length of that contract, 4 years, around 14, a little bit more than 14%. So that was definitely a win. But as we're going to hear, it may not be enough to attract new teachers and keep the quality ones we have. Teachers like Natasha Taketa-Kim is with us. She is the choir and theater teacher here at McKinley High. Good morning. I want to ask you a little bit about how you felt when you saw that contract finally get approved and knew that at least a little bit of a relief was coming.
Definitely it was a relief for sure, especially with the pandemic that hit us teachers. We didn't have any kind of pay movement, and with the inflation rate, it was really a bit difficult on us. Personally, between my husband and I, we live on our own. We don't have any children yet, but the rent alone here is ridiculous, and just trying to make ends meet was really actually quite difficult these past few years.
Much like Sean, who we just spoke to, you teach something that is not just a textbook in the classroom, pencils, kind of a school supply situation. You're a choir and theater teacher, and you work longer hours, you need different equipment, and you have different needs. Do you have enough support from the state to do what you do?
I do get some support. I definitely have a very supportive administration here, and they do what they can to be able to help get us our equipment. But we're a newly started theater program. So we basically don't have really much equipment. We just have a wonderful, beautiful facility to use. But getting supplies, costumes, things like that, that does add up. And we do the best that we can through the school and the state with funding. But again, it doesn't always reach to all the needs that we have. So for example, I just bought a chandelier. The chandelier I got from Reuse Hawaii, thankfully. But it does cost a lot, and it does add up. And a lot of the times I end up getting it out of my own pocket.
I want to ask you too, you shared this with me off camera. If you're not comfortable sharing it, that's fine. You say the time that you spend outside of the classroom, working longer hours, you boil down your hourly pay. Do you mind sharing what that kind of roughly is?
So if you do the math,
with the hours you put in.
With the hours included, and that's just the actual rehearsal times that I have scheduled with the students. That doesn't include like all the other times that we do chaperoning with kids for events or whatnot. But even though it's a 50% increase in CRAE, we went from $1,000 to $1,500 for the whole entire year. Yeah. But I break it down by hours, and it's like $4 and change.
Well, definitely deserve to make more, but I know that some you folks are grateful for that increase, and as we heard from Laverne, who's been teaching for 5 decades, hopefully setting up for the future for better pay for our public educators. Natasha, thank you so much for being with us. We'll keep you around and talk a little bit more coming up later. For now, though, we'll send things back to Steve and Grace. We're going to again talk to Laverne about helping out our emergency hires and how important that could be coming up later. Guys?
All right, thanks, Casey.